It's more apt to say, what archery technique would the god who supposedly invented the bow and arrow use? The short answer is that there's no official answer to this. It's just a fun speculative video. There does exist some artistic renderings of Apollo using his bow. Red vase is a classical period genre of vase painting and often has more details put into it than even the archaic black figure vases. One such example of Apollo using his bow involves him setting up his arrow on the outside of the bow, and we can see the back of his hand. Comparing to the characteristics of archery within these vase paintings without getting into semantics, it's more than likely that he is using a version of a secondary technique, pressing back the string with the tips of his index and middle finger at an inward angle, while simultaneously holding back the arrow between the thumb and knuckle of the index finger. He starts with the bow arm extended fully, and the elbow of his string arm is leveled with it. Evidently, his chest appears more forward before the action of the draw. He appears to lean his weight on his front foot, while the heel of the back foot is up. In my opinion, this is indicating that the action of the draw emphasized the torque of the torso, with the back foot pivoting along with it. In action, the torque is executed while simultaneously elevating the elbow upward until the back of the arrow reaches the corner of the mouth, if not further, thus emphasizing the activation of the trapezius and rhomboids, the entire time while keeping the spine erected with a puffed-out chest, and keeping your eye on the target without distraction. Upon release, the momentum doesn't let up and the hand goes back behind the head, while the bow hand simultaneously drives this momentum as well by the completion of the torque, resulting in a sort of punching out. All these together result in a very smooth, rapid release, thanks to the string being on the tips of the fingers, and the arrow flies very stably. Personally, I find this technique is one that lends to some inherent accuracy, as the arrow almost always goes where my eye is looking. It is probably currently my favorite archery method, as it gives me to date the best results I've had, and given it comes from a classical period example, can be indicative of actual Athenian archery technique, which by accounts of Herodotus, Thucydides, and Aristotle, we know had existed among the citizens of Athens, though not to the same extent as some Oriental cultures, which is why they tend to get overlooked.